Hi guys, how are you doing? Neil here. Have you guys ever heard of a brand called Jet Guitars? So there's quite a lot of hype about these guitars at the moment, and there has been for first time I heard of them, I think it was about a year and a half ago. So for a year and a half now, I've been seeing a lot of hype on YouTube and hearing a lot of great things about Jet Guitars. A lot of them are based on classic guitars, Strats, Tellys, offsets, you know, that type of thing. And there's also some guitars based on like Eddie Van Halen style modified Strats as well. So I've got two Jet guitars here, and the purpose of today's video is a bit different from any normal unboxing and playthrough, because I've been wanting to get a Jet guitar on the channel, a Strat based Jet guitar. I'm allowed to say that probably, but Jet guitars probably aren't. But I wanted a Strat kind of classic Strat style guitar on the channel. I was looking at Jet guitars and two Jet guitars jumped out at me, the JS380 and the JS480, and they are very different guitars, but I wanted to know which one suited me the most, and I was tied between them both and looking at them both a hell of a lot, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to get in touch with Jet Guitars because this would make a great video, because if I'm struggling with this, then there are probably guys out there with their money that are on a tight budget in their pocket, going on the internet every day, checking out these two guitars, comparing one against the other, and probably can't make their minds up which one is the best one for them. So I'm going to unbox both guitars, look over them closely, give you the specs and compare the differences, because they are quite different even though they look kind of similar. And then I'm going to spend about 6 days with these guitars, jamming on them. I'm going to come back on it. I'm going to give you my opinion at the end of today's video. You will watch it all in one video, obviously. I'm going to come back on at the end, give you my opinion on them and tell you which one I prefer and what the differences are. We're going to do a tone check too. So we're going to check one tone against the other and go through all the different pickup selections, because there are some differences between these guitars. And I want to see which one will get me that bluesy twang, because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a classic Strat style tone on a budget for the channel. So first of all, we're going to check out this one here. This guitar is the 380, I believe, and there's a reason that I'm doing them in the order that I'm actually doing them. Is this a 380? Yeah, it is. So we'll get this one out of the box first. It's a really thin box, guys. I got two guitars, obviously, in one big box. I've already taken them out of that. It looks like this guitar is fresh, factory fresh, because it's all taped up. You know, it doesn't look like anybody's been in there, is what I'm trying to say, to do any kind of setup. So that will be interesting, what I have to do to get this guitar playing nice. That's another reason why we're not going to do it all today, and we're not going to do the playthrough and everything today, because I want to tweak them and get them playing as close to each other as I can, action-wise and ease-wise, before I start doing a comparison and coming on and giving my 10 penneth, so to speak. So one thing that appeals to me about these guitars is that they're both S-type, let's call them S-types, S-type guitars, and they have gold hardware. A lot of guys don't like gold hardware because they think that it gets worn easy and starts looking old and stuff, and it does usually. However, I don't mind that on Strats, because beat up old looking worn Strats are just so cool. Or should I say S-style guitars? Because I don't know whether I'm allowed to say the other S word. It looks pretty awesome, this guitar, guys, through the bubble. I'll try and be quick with the unboxing and not be as oh, the necks. I wasn't expecting that. First impressions, I've just grabbed the neck to pick it up and it's thin. It feels like a fast neck, not like a thick, you know, 50s, 60s Strat, sorry. So yeah, it looks awesome. Headstock, first of all, gold locking tuners, guys. That's awesome. Locking tuners for the win on every guitar. Why does any guitar not have locking tuners on now in this day and age? Seriously, like, I don't know why guitars are made without locking tuners. So great to see locking tuners on there. Gold as well. The Jet headstock, I like it. It's really hard to get a cool headstock on a Strat without it looking stupid, because obviously S-style, guitars are classic guitars, and anything else you put on there just looks wrong. However, this looks right, and it's quite clever how they've put a little kind of point on there to make it different from, you know, not get a lawsuit basically against them. So let's get this thing out. The neck feels really good. Super impressed so far with the neck. Woo! Look at that bad boy. You can't go wrong with black and gold, guys. I've said this for years, you know, if ever any brand doesn't know what colour scheme to put a guitar out in, black with gold hardware just works, you know. It goes right back to the Gibson Les Paul Custom. You can't go wrong with it. It just looks absolutely fantastic. So this guitar is, it has three, single coil pickups, gold hardware here. The bridge is a 6-point, I want you to take note of this, a 6-point trem. It's got 6 screws in like a classic Strat would have. Pretty good quality switch. We've got the, what can we call these? They're cream coloured controls and pickups on there for a really vintage look, and it looks pretty awesome, if I'm honest with you. The nut, I'm not sure the actual spec on the nut, but it looks pretty good quality actually. It looks a pretty good nut, does that. It doesn't look like it's on a cheap guitar. I'll put the price of this guitar on the screen while I'm talking. The dots on there are also got kind of an age look to them. One thing that is absolutely awesome that I'm going to mention, smells nice, this guitar. This is a one-piece neck here. How brands are knocking out one-piece caramelized maple necks for this price, I'll never know. But so far, guys, I would say the hype is real on these guitars. Without actually playing it and just feeling it and looking over it, the neck feels amazing. I've not got a pick. So it's out of tune, obviously, but it's not miles out, and it sat in the garden for half a day. Can't believe what's going on with the delivery guys lately, just leaving stuff in the garden. But yeah, it was sat in the garden. I left it in here for a full day. I was talking earlier in the video about changing the guitar's setup and stuff. I don't think I'm going to touch that one, because that actually is super low and nice, and it plays and feels great off the bat. So here we've got a cutaway as well, which you won't find on other S-type guitars. Can you see that there? That's pretty handy. I love it. I love it, you know. And if you are looking for this type of guitar, could save you some bucks, right? Of course, they're not cheap. Right, the second guitar we're going to get into here is the 480. This is slightly more expensive, but it's not massively more expensive. You can hear loads of noise, it's my bins being emptied. How inconvenient. I should have known, to be fair, that would happen. So yeah, this guitar's a bit more expensive. It's a bit more modern, I guess. It's more of a modern take on the classic 380 that we've just seen. Hang on. You could probably see through what it is. Maybe not. Maybe you're too high to see what it is and the differences. But yeah, right. So here we go. Let's feel the neck first to see if it is. It's this. I think the neck's exactly the same, if I'm totally honest. So we've got same headstock, same neck, caramelized one-piece maple, and we have locking tuners as well. Gold hardware again, which is cool. Let's do the big reveal, because I was expecting a white one and this isn't, but it's fine. Ooh. So this, I don't know what colour this is, but it's like metallic red, but it's a really deep blood red. So without going through the full spec on this thing, I'm just going to go over the things that are different from the 380 that we've just looked at. So gold hardware again, a 2-point trem on there, guys. Not sure what that is. Is that it says jet on it, but will be interesting to see which trem I get on with, or whether I think one is any better than the other. This one should flutter a bit better, supposedly, and should move a bit better, but that might all be in our heads after all. Also here, guys, we've got a humbucker in the bridge position, 2 single coils there. So if you're going for a Stratty twang, which is what I'm looking for, you'll still get it on this position here and this position. It's just when you get into the position 1 and 2, will it do the Strat twang having the humbucker, or will it sound completely different? Obviously, the advantages of having the humbucker is that if you want to just start playing metal, which I play quite a bit, you know, high gain stuff, then you do have the humbucker there, you know, for dive bombs and just more output. So yeah, it's going to be hard to judge between the two. The other thing which people might not worry about too much is the volume control here is like shoved out of the way, kind of like what it would be like on a Charvel or a Jackson, because when I'm picking, and a lot of people that play the style of unit that would have a humbucker, when I'm picking the volume control on a regular S-type, should we call it, Strat, it gets in the way. It plays really well. It's more in tune than the other one. How are these in tune? It plays awesome. What I do like is that they've resisted the urge to put jumbo frets on these, and they have got like classic frets, because when you're playing a Strat and you want that slap back, it's easier to get without the massive frets. So I quite like that they're stuck with that. Same nut on there, I'm assuming. The other change, or difference should I say, between this and the 380 is around the back. Look at that. So it's kind of got a nice cutaway, it's not got the neck plate there on the back. I did like the look of the neck plate on the 380 because it's got Jet kind of inscribed, if you want to say that, in there, which makes it look quite classy. This one here is a more cutaway. It's not got the neck plate on there. Will it make it any easier to get up high? It should do, but is that something that you care about, you know, and how much difference does it actually make? We'll find out right at the end of the video. I'm going to play both of these guitars now for 6 days. I'm going to come back on and I'm going to give you my opinion on both guitars, and also some advice if you are stuck between the two and don't quite know which one to buy. Okay guys, so first of all, super sorry for the video being so long. I wasn't expecting it to be this long, it shouldn't have been this long, but I've enjoyed playing these guitars so much so that it ended up, you know, being a super long video. They're so enjoyable to play, they make you want to pick them up, and I've not got good enough things to say about either of these guitars. I absolutely love the necks on these and the frets. The frets are like medium jumbo, but to me they're not jumbo at all, they're more medium. That means that you can get that slap back off the fretboard. I've lowered the action on both of these guitars compared to how they arrived. It wasn't a super high action on them or anything like that. I just wanted to see how low I could get them, and I'm glad I did because they are super fast. Like, these are probably two of the fastest guitars in this room, you know, which is credit to Jet Guitars, because I have Jacksons and Charvels and all kinds of super shredder guitars in this room, but these feel to me super fast, super shreddy, and just super awesome. The necks are to die for. They're absolutely gorgeous. The carve on the neck is just perfect for me. If you are looking for a Strat style guitar, but you want a guitar that is a more shreddy version, then have a look at these, you know, if you can get hold of one, because the necks are absolutely gorgeous. Right, that's enough praise for the guitars. What are the differences and which one do I prefer? So unfortunately, even though I've been playing them now for, I think it's actually 5 days at the time of shooting this video, and I cannot really decide which one I like the most. To look at, I like this one the most, but is that just because it's black, you know? The red on this is super gorgeous. It looks almost wet. I don't know if the lighting will capture that very well, but the finish on it is absolutely gorgeous. It's not just a red metallic guitar. It's got like a almost wet look to it, like it's just been fresh painted. It looks absolutely fantastic, but probably the color is not for me. I would have preferred a white or a black or a vintage white, or whatever the hell you call it, a Yingwi style color, you know, guitar. But it was cool that they sent out two totally different colors so you guys can tell what's what and what's going on. But yeah, so let's get into the nitty gritty. First of all, the cutaway on the back for sure makes life easier playing up high. That definitely makes a difference. I've always wondered what kind of difference these types of cutaways do make. Having the same guitar almost next to each other and playing them both up high, I can honestly say that makes a big difference, and I really prefer that to the old school blocky neck plate, you know, that you get on your typical Strat style guitar. So yeah, it's a win in that respect for this guitar here. Pickup wise, yeah, you've got a humbucker in here, so if you want to go to the high gain stuff, then you've got the ability to do that. Not sure I'd pick up one of these guitars to go for that high gain type of tone. One thing I did notice is that this guitar has harmonics all over it, even though it's just a single coil, you know, a bit less power there, but there's some screaming harmonics in this guitar for sure. Trem wise, strangely enough, I prefer the trem on this guitar. I didn't think I would, but I do. It's a touch more stable. Both guitars, you know, you can't whammy them all over like you would a Floyd, which is the type of trem that I'm used to. You can't whammy them all over and dive them and stuff like that. But odd flutters and stuff, they stay in tune just fine once you've got them playing. You know, like as soon as you get them, they've got new strings and everything. They're not going to hold tune that well. But, you know, a couple of days in, what you'll find when everything's settled down, the strings and everything, is that they do start to hold their tune reasonably well, you know, to say the abuse that I was giving them. So they're about even, I guess, tuning stability wise, but for some reason I just prefer this trem on this guitar, but I can't really kind of put my finger on why. Now let's get into the main part, the tones. So what we really wanted to find out, what I want to know is a guitar like this with the humbucker in, does it reach the twangy classic Strat tones like 3 single coils would? For me, it does, you know, and at some you know, it's brighter, it's probably even more twangy, probably an even more extreme Strat tone than the 3 single coils. Overall, for some reason, I don't know why, but I'm tending to lean to this guitar a touch more. I don't know what the reason is for that, guys. I can't put my finger on it, and I can't tell you guys. I think it's just one of those things where 2 different guitars in your hand, which one do your hands want to grab the most? And I think it's this one. However, this one's awesome as well, and like I say, it gives me the capabilities to go into high gain stuff and switch the pickups if I really want to, without having to pick up a different guitar. So yeah, I like both of them, and I'm on the fence, if I'm totally honest. I don't want to be on the fence because I wanted to come to some conclusion at the end of the video, but I don't think I can. It's too close to call. They both sound great and they play absolutely amazing. They're so much fun to play. Like, this is a long video, like I said, because not just the waffle that I'm coming out with on the beginning and the end, but it's a long video because both guitars, I genuinely love them. Like, there's an offset jet guitar as well that are not really for me, but as a metal player, you know, I really like offset guitars when you put 2 hums in them. And, you know, it's a shame there's not like a Jet custom shop or whatever, because I could design my own offset model there. And I think there's a Wilkinson Floyd on one of the Jet guitars, you know, like a Floyd Rose style Wilkinson trem that's supposed to be really good, you know. So I could put together a real cool metal guitar if there was a custom shop, you know. I could make my own Jet, because this neck is as good as anything, this neck, in my opinion. Absolutely love both guitars. So yeah, it's a shame this guitar doesn't have that type of access on up high, you know, the same heel there rather than the base plate, but this one's more stratty, I guess, or designed to be more stratty, whereas this one is designed to be more modern, like a kind of a Charvel type guitar. But yeah, both great guitars, guys. You can't go wrong with either of them. I hope you can listen to the tones and decide for yourselves which guitar suits you the best. I will have a watch through this video afterwards, and I might even change my mind on everything I've said. Who knows? But they're very close, very awesome. The amp that I was using in today's demo, guys, was a Blackstar HT20. It's not a tight metal amp. It's a fuzzy, woolly, old vintage style gain on there, and the clean channel is very spanking, very clean. So I thought that was a bit of a cool amp to use in the demo. Before you go, guys, please do not forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up, and leave a comment below on which guitar you think would be the best for you. But also, I want you to take a look at my affiliate links. There's a Sonic Cake affiliate link down there below in the description. Use code Neil when you've gone through that link and you get a further 10% off. There's also a Toman affiliate link as well, guys. Anything that you type in the search bar and buy really helps support me at this end, because at the end of the day, this is all good fun, but I also need to earn a living as well. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all very soon.